Greetings. Welcome to our time together this evening. It's a joy to be with you as we spend this time in meditation. For those of you who are with us in person and those who are joining us online, I pray that this is a time of balance and peace, a chance to be able to release oneself of the energy of the past and the future and reside here in this moment. For those of you who have never meditated before, or this is your first time, I invite you to enter into the process. It is a skill that we practice over a lifetime. We never master it. So love yourself through it. If you find yourself wandering, if you find your mind wandering, just gently love yourself back into it. Breathe into it. No shame or guilt or judgment. The process of quieting the mind and clearing the self is something that we don't do very often, so it takes practice to not only achieve but also feel comfortable with. So as we enter into it, if you find yourself wandering, just love yourself back. Don't cast any shame or guilt on yourself in the process. Find yourself a comfortable position to sit or lay. Make sure your body is comfortable. If your body's not comfortable, then you can't focus on your thoughts. You can't open up your mind because your body will draw your attention to that pain. So in order to do mind work, you want to make sure that your body is comfortable. And if in the midst of time you need to move, feel free to do that as you enter into your meditative state. You heard the singing bowls, the sounding bowls coming in. This is what I use to enter in and out of meditation sessions rather than the sound of my voice. They're called singing bowls because they sing. So that's where they get their names from. And if you're a tactile person, if you're a hand person like me, I use, these are prayer beads, these are rosaries, but I use something in my hands to help because I can get fidgety. And I know that about myself, and rather than try to overcome that or see that as a deficiency, I just know that that's where I'm at. That's how I process and work. So part of meditation is learning about who you are and how you work. And sometimes having something for your hands or having something in your, helps to center your mind. So we're going to begin our time this evening. First, we're going to enter into a time of silence. And then from there, I will lead us into some breathing. Now, silence can be hard. But keep in mind that you are choosing this silence. This isn't being forced upon you. Most of the time when we enter into silence, it's because someone is telling us to be quiet, or we have to be quiet, or there's no one to talk to. But this is a time when you are choosing silence as a response. So we're going to enter into a time of silence, and then after that I will draw us into some breathing and some relaxation and some mind focus and release before we move into meditation sessions, and we'll see where the energy takes us from there. That's the thing about meditation. It's a journey, not a destination. So we'll figure out where that journey takes us as we move along. So let us begin our time together, and we will begin with silence. Let's begin to bring awareness to our breathing. Our breath is our core, our center. It is one of the few functions that we do involuntarily, but we can also control. It goes with us wherever we go. So let us focus on our breath. The rhythmic in and out. We don't want to change our breathing pattern in any way. Just bring awareness to it. Tension. And in it we acknowledge that each breath is a gift. Each breath is a gift from a loving God. A gift of grace and love. We breathe that in. We feel the air flowing through our nostrils, down our windpipes, filling our lungs. We can see in our mind's eye our blood cells flowing through our veins, taking that oxygen to the furthest points of our bodies, feeding us. And we breathe in, and we breathe out. With each breath in, we see ourselves filled with hope, opportunity, possibility. As we breathe out, we exhale the toxins that our body can no longer use. Carbon dioxide, other pieces that the world around us takes and breathes in. We know what we exhale is breathed in by that which is around us, to breathe out that which we breathe in. We acknowledge the symbiotic relationship we have with creation. And we acknowledge that it's okay to release those things that are harmful to us. As we breathe out, we, in our mind's eye, see those emotions and thoughts inside of us that no longer serve us. We breathe them out. We release them to make room for that which does serve us. And we breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe, I invite you to gently close your hands into loose fists. In your mind's eye, see yourself grasping silk cords, each cord pulling away from the other with slight tension. In your left hand is the energy of the past, regrets, hurts, guilt, missed opportunities, harmful words, disappointments. That energy pulling you back into those moments, wanting you to dwell in them. You feel the tension in your left hand. Breathe in and open your left hand. Feel that cord slip from your grasp. Let that energy go. It doesn't mean we forget. It doesn't mean that we stop bettering ourselves. It just means that we will not allow past energy to have present influence. And we breathe in, and we breathe out. Our attention is drawn to the tension in our right hand, the energy of what is to come, worries, anxieties, lack of clarity, fear of the unknown. Trying to draw us away from our current balance. We breathe in, we open our right hand. We envision the cord slipping from our grasp, releasing the energy of what is to come. Not the preparation, not the study, but we're not there yet. We prepare for when we get there, but our energy is here, now, in this place, in this moment, in this breath. And we breathe in, and we breathe out. We begin to feel our physical bodies settle more heavily and completely into our chair, our seat. We feel our body begin to relax. We focus on the tension draining from our head, from behind our eyes. We relax our jaws and our necks. We allow them to move more freely. We reside in the energy of this moment as we feel our shoulders relax. As we feel the tension drain out of us, down our arms and out our fingertips. And we breathe in, and we breathe out. And we feel the tension drain down our backs. We feel it drain out of our sit bones down into the earth. We feel our chest open up. Our lungs fill fuller with air. We feel our entire upper body released from the tension that we hold, that binds us. And we breathe in and we breathe out. Feel our lower bodies begin to relax. Our hips, our pelvic regions open up. Our thighs, calves release. We envision all of our tension flowing out of us, down to the soles of our feet, out into the ground. Give it over. Release it. And we breathe in. We breathe out. We allow our senses to open up. We draw awareness to the sounds around us. The smells. The sights, if our eyes are open. The feeling of the air on our skin. Taste on our tongue. We draw it all in. We allow ourselves to be fully aware, fully present in this moment, right now. Breathing in and breathing out. Safe, protected, present. Just a few more breaths. One of the root goals of meditation is to do just that. To bring ourselves here to this present moment. We as a species and as a society are so distracted and so drawn in so many different directions. It can be a task to get to the moment, and then once we get to the moment, to stay in the moment. Meditation masters take decades to be able to stay in the moment, but once we get into the moment, that's when we can grasp our thoughts, our presence in the moment. So now that we're here in this moment, I want to talk about this moment and the reality of this moment. Last week, we as a country passed 1 million COVID deaths. If you're listening to this, you weren't one of them. Every hour across the world, 7,425 people die. To put that in perspective, that would be the population of Alliance in about 4 hours. This hour is not your hour. That's 120 people a minute. But this minute is not your minute. I say that for a reason. Because sometimes we can overlook the gift of just being alive. We can take for granted the breath that's in our lungs, the moment that we have been given, the life that resides inside of us. It can be overshadowed by schedules, expectations, or hurts, or traumas. We can take for granted the very gift of life. And as we are here in this moment, I want us to dwell on that very gift. I want us to enter into a time of silence. We will begin with 3 simple words. I am alive. Allow those 3 words to fill your consciousness, your subconsciousness. See where those words take you. And then I will bring some things in. Slowly, loving to yourself. Your mantra, I am alive. This is not your minute. This is not your hour. And though we mourn those whose minute it is, we can celebrate that it is not ours. That's okay. Being alive doesn't mean that we have to fight survivor's guilt. It means that we're alive. So your quest, as we enter into this, your mantra, I am alive. And then from there, I will draw in some questions. Let's begin. I am alive. as you are ready, as you dwell in the statement of I am alive. Gently allow the faces, fragrances, images of people in your life who make being alive wonderful. Invite them all to gather around you. Dwell with them. When you are ready, gently and lovingly call to mind the sounds, the smells, the fragrances that make being alive wonderful. The music, words, allow them to freely echo around those who are gathered with you. When you are ready, gently and lovingly allow the sights that surround you, that celebrate the beauty of being alive. Sunsets, flowers, handmade quilts, allow those sights to fill in the sounds. Wrap yourself in all of this beauty and love, in the joy of being alive. When you're ready, gently and lovingly, draw in those places, those people, that aren't bringing that beauty. Dwell with it. And ask, can this be fixed? If so, surrounded by all of this beauty, begin to figure out how. And if not, then acknowledge it for what it is. And allow all of the beauty that surrounds you support you in that knowledge. Being alive is truly a gift that we can take for granted. And oftentimes, when there is a challenge or a struggle, we can allow that singular thing to short circuit or override all of the other beauty that surrounds us. It's human nature that we focus on the broken or the negative or the struggle, even as we overwhelmingly see the good. And we do need to focus on the struggle, the broken, but we need to make sure that we keep it in perspective. When we surround ourselves with the joy and the beauty of being alive, then it allows us the strength to acknowledge what isn't quite beautiful. If we can fix it, it gives us the power to do so. And if we can't, it gives us the ability to encompass it, protect ourselves from it. Not everything can be fixed. And that's a huge acknowledgement, but an important one in life. It is okay to celebrate being alive. It is okay to celebrate each breath. There will be a day, my dear friends, when it will be your hour, your minute. It is just not this minute, not this hour. No matter how many minutes and hours you get between now and then, and you acknowledge that you are alive, and that there's so much beauty surrounding you, even if it's hard to see. Thank you for your time this evening. Thank you for coming out and being part of this. I pray that wherever you go from here, if you have been joining us live, that this session ends, you are able to find peace and calm this evening. If you watch it again later, or tomorrow, or next week, I pray that whatever comes afterwards is beneficial. Your life has been impacted by this. God be with you. Be well, and we will see you again soon.